Hello everyone, Mipa here, trying to make your Monday a little better and maybe even something to look forward to. We are here with yet another not a tutorial. These videos seem to do better, I feel like. I'm not saying that's the only reason I do it, it's just an observation and something that I found interesting. But here we are. So, for this not a tutorial, I had a drawing image in mind. A drawing image? I had an idea for a drawing in mind. But I didn't want to do a full out drawing. But I wanted to do a digital drawing because I didn't feel like going in my sketchbook. So then I thought, oh, I could make a cool composition out of this. And thought, not a tutorial, compositions. An excuse to do this drawing. And now we are here. So, my idea for this video was that I would talk about, like, composition stuff. Because it's actually been, like, a thing I've wanted to do for a while, where I tried to make an image that just had, like, a really cool kind of composition type thing, where I really focused on, like, where things were on the paper. And I've seen people do this thing, whether they draw the line physically or not, but they have like a line of movement throughout the drawing. And like the line is kind of where you'd want people's eyes to follow in a way. So this is my first time trying that out with the mild drawing idea that I had. So, as you can see, I had done the line first, and then I started putting the skeletons on top of it, and figured it out from there. So, essentially, my idea for this drawing was there are these 3 girls, one with their hair down, one with their hair in a ponytail, and one in 2 buns. And they're kind of just in this empty space that doesn't really have any gravity because there isn't a ground anywhere. And they're just floating there. The one in the middle, the one with 2 buns, is trying to pull the other 2 together. Because, I mean, they're in this empty space. They should probably try to stay together. And the one on the right, yes, the right, the one on the right with her hair in a ponytail is completely okay with this. She's like, yeah, sure. And then she's like, yeah, I'll hang out with them. And then the one on the left, the one with their hair down, is a little bit unsure about it. And essentially that was my base idea for this. And I went from there. So here I am still getting the second skeleton down. And this is probably the longest I've ever taken on just a skeleton phase, probably because the skeleton phase is the majority of the goal here. I wanted to focus on composition, like I've said. So the placement and skeleton is quite important. So, you know, I put a lot of focus into that. And I think I did good following the line that I put down. Like, with, like, their arms. Because that was my idea. My idea was, like, to make this work, I could connect their arms, and then kind of like where their arms go is kind of where the line is. Because then it kind of, you follow it, you know? I think that's how it works, I'm pretty sure. And I know there are other factors into it, because usually there's, like, some people know how to get someone's eyes to be attracted to a certain spot on it, and then they will follow the line of motion from there. And they're able to do that. I didn't go that far, I just put the line. So I can try this again with trying to add more variables later. I did have a fun idea where I was like, oh, for the girl on the right, her ponytail can continue the line at the end instead of her arm. And that was that. That was like off topic, but I saw that where it was in the recording, I added her ponytail, and I've been waiting for that. But it's not what I was saying before. What I was saying before is I didn't quite go that far. For this one, I was mainly trying to follow that line. Gotta be honest, I don't actually fully know what the line is called. I've been calling it the line of movement or line of motion. I don't know, just like where you want people's eyes to go, to follow. If I do this again, I will be more knowledgeable, I promise. I didn't think to make sure any of my vocabulary was right before doing this, which is why it's not a tutorial, because it's not. It is just me testing things out and doing digital drawings that I would probably usually do in my sketchbook instead. But I'm doing it digitally so that you guys can see my progress and potentially learn from it. I must admit, doing their hands was a little bit difficult because I needed to figure out how to get them to hold hands, even though I wasn't fully sure how that worked. That was a challenge, but personally, I find hands, like drawing hands, to be fun. Probably because I'm decent at it. And I always like how they turn out, so that's fun. So with this drawing, I didn't actually like do like all out line art. I just did enough so that like you could tell what the drawing was. And you could kind of see what was going on. But it's not like full out line work because it's not even completely black, it's just 75% instead of 100% in opacity. Because like I said, this is a more sketchy drawing, it's not like completely full-fledged drawing, you know? And for the background, because I knew that the space they were in was mainly just dark, but I didn't want to just do like gray behind them. So I did a kind of gradient, and the gradient also followed the line of movement, and then so the three girls didn't blend in too much. I ended up erasing the color inside of them, because then they were still white, because after putting in the background I realized I wanted them to still be white. And like some people who also use Abyss paint may be like, why didn't you use like the fill bucket and fill it in with white? Wouldn't that be easier? My response to that is maybe, but there were so many parts of the drawing and the fill bucket is annoying to me. Even though I did eventually use the fill bucket when I realized I wanted to make the background darker. But the fill bucket worked in this scenario because it was now one big space that I could work with, instead of needing to fill in all of the little spaces. And even after I did the fill bucket, I suddenly needed to like clean up a lot of it. Not that I probably wouldn't have before, but I needed to clean up a lot of it. But then, that was that. Here we are. Here's the little drawing idea I had. Yeah. I like how it turned out. I think it looks good, even though it's not like a full-out drawing. I think it looks good for like the kind of more sketchy look. It was a very vague idea, but I went with it because I just felt like doing it. I didn't even plan to record that night, and it wasn't even that long until my bedtime. Like, I had like an hour. But I was like, I want to record and I want to draw this. So I did. And now it's a video for the week. So, hope you all enjoy. Once again, it's not a tutorial, so if I did not sound like an expert, it's because I'm not. But whether you enjoyed the video or not, whether you made it this far or not, I hope you have a great week, everyone. Goodbye!